Hey everybody, I hope you're having a great day. I wanted to take some time and just speak to whoever is willing to listen. Today is November 7th. It's a day before the election, and this is one of the biggest elections that I know for me. I'm 38 years old, that I know that I'll ever take part of so far in our country's history. And I'm going to say that for multiple reasons. I want to make a few comments before I get into why I've recorded this video, because I want people who know me, they know me. People who don't know me, let me give you a little bit of insight into who I am, and so you can understand the person that's speaking to you is not someone that is not researched, is not somebody that is just makes decisions off of emotion, because I just don't do that. And this isn't an ego thing, I research more than anybody that I know. I'll look at things, find things, do deeper research. My wife will tell you, I spend hours upon each day making sure that the things that I truly believe come from extensive research that is through my own studies, not through, especially nowadays with so-called media, it's a lot of it's just propaganda. But a little bit about myself, and I apologize because this video is going to be relatively long, but I think it's critical and important. I also think that dialogue is so important and also missed in our society anymore, that I hope that this would make you just think before maybe doing something, and also maybe encouraging you to do greater and deeper research as well with something that maybe is important to you, and then ultimately that you're going to take action upon. So first and foremost, I am somebody that I really cannot tolerate individuals that are willing, or I shouldn't say willing, that think that they have the right to complain, and pardon my French, or bitch and moan about something, but aren't willing to do anything about it. I think those individuals are, that just, for me, it ruffles my feathers. I can't stand that. I think that is weak, it's cowardly, and it's also part of what's wrong with our society. People are not willing to take action to do things. So why do I say that? And you might say, Steve, well, what are you doing? So case in point, over the past 18 months, maybe a little bit short, a little bit longer, somewhere between the last year to 2 years, I have personally, as this whole entire country has witnessed, what's been going on with our law enforcement. And I have tons of friends, family that are cops and law enforcement, and they're some of the best people that I know. They're very patriotic. They are not the type of individuals that have been portrayed by what the media, which is absolutely the mainstream media, is a disgusting entity. They are purposefully brainwashing people, and I was getting frustrated with people, but you can't blame them. Whether it be the propaganda that you just get perpetrated on you day in and day out, the food that you're eating that is killing your brain, the water that we drink, everything is being done to dumb us down. And if you don't believe me, start doing some research. It's an agenda, it's on purpose, it's by design, and it's not by mistake. All that I'm telling you is fact. You can look it up, you can disagree with me, but I'm telling you right now, go look it up. If you want to just disagree with me and complain against what I'm saying because you're going to respond emotionally, that's on you. You're uneducated. That's uneducated. That's not educated. And I get so sick and tired of listening to so-called intellects that know nothing about what's going on in this society. So I started to witness this and watch this. I started to get led to basically take some steps into getting into law enforcement, because I saw what was going on. I saw what was happening to our men and women in blue. I see what's going on in our society, and I said to myself, well, what can I do? What am I willing to do to change something, to change this specific scenario. So I'm on my 4th step right now into possibly becoming a police officer, if that's what God has intended me to do, which I believe that he does. I've been through my initial exam, passed my test, went through my physical test, and I just had my oral exam, my oral boards this past weekend. This is the first time I'm sharing this publicly. I'm sharing it with people because, again, people who don't know me, they might hear what I'm going to say and be like, "Well, this guy doesn't know anything," or he's just basing basing this off of emotion. You're 100% wrong if you want to say that, because it's not true. And I'm giving you proof that I'm a man of my word, and I follow up with action, which is what we don't have in this society. Just people moaning and groaning, not willing to do anything, and just want to, again, I don't like to curse, but bitch and moan. You hear this all the time. People are like, complaining. What are you willing to do about it? So I'm actually doing something about that, because I believe that first and foremost, I want to be on the side of righteousness. First and foremost, I want to be on God's side. I also want to be somebody, I know where my heart is at. And I also know that where my heart is at and what my desires are with how I want to see society, I got 2 young children. And I want them to have a better life. And they have to see their father, their daddy, go out there and do something and not just moan and groan about it. My son's a little concerned about me becoming a cop. He's voiced it. And I tell him I'm doing this for a specific reason and purpose. You can't live in fear. You can't live that way. So I share that with you so you can understand that I'm not just willing to complain about something, I'm willing to take action. I want to talk to you about the election. I want to talk to you about something that is my own personal beliefs. Up until probably about 2 weeks ago, I wasn't sure what I was going to do. Let me rephrase that. I know without a shadow of a doubt, I would never ever cast a vote for the woman that is running for president right now, Hillary Clinton. And I'll explain to you why. I'll get into great detail, or I should say I'll get into detail why. Because the corruption that this woman is attached to, I've never seen anything like it. No one, at least in my lifetime, has ever been like this person in politics. So I'm going to say this up front because I'm not trying to, the reveal, I'm going to wait. No, I'm voting for Donald Trump. And I'm going to tell you why I'm going to vote for Donald Trump. I initially was going to vote for him because, and this is still part of it, but I'm actually getting on board with the things that are actually being said and what he plans on doing. How do I know this? Not from listening to some kind of media pundit. I'm actually listening to what he's saying. Now, do we know for a fact if he's going to follow through with it? No, we don't. But we do know that Hillary Clinton and the deception and lies and deceit and trail of terror that this woman has left behind, we know what we're going to get with her. There's nothing shocking. And if you're shocked, if she gets in office and you're shocked, shame on you. You've done no research. Because I knew what Obama was going to do for this past 8 years. Because I did research on him 2 years before he got elected. 2 years. I knew exactly who this man was. I know exactly who this woman is. I know exactly from which spirit that she operates from. So, why am I started off because and here's why I was going to vote for him. I wanted to vote for a third party. But I started listening to people that were going to vote for Hillary Clinton. And by the way, I'm not passing judgment on anybody. If you're not researching, it's on you. The problem is it does affect our society. That's the problem. But if you are voting for her, it's not a hatred towards you. Now, people are going to hate me because I'm saying this. I don't really care. I personally don't care. My goal is to honor God in everything that I do. I make decisions based from that premise first, and then everything else, the chips fall where they may. I was basing this decision to negate a vote for her because of these people that just were uneducated or just weren't willing to look. Then all of this stuff comes out, the corruption, and if you were voting tomorrow and you haven't paid attention to any of the stuff being released by WikiLeaks, I don't even know what to say. I just don't know what to say. By the way, no one's disproving. No one, even in the Democratic Party, no one on Hillary's camp, they're not saying, well, these leaks are fake. They're real. They're coming from them. Leaks coming out from the campaign manager that basically there is a pedophilia sex ring going on with these people. Sex, children as young as 7 years old have been involved in hot tub parties with this scum. And that's what they are. They're scum. These are like anti-humans. I'm a humanist. I want what's good for people. The corruption. Okay. Haiti. With Hillary Clinton in Haiti. And the Clinton Foundation. Raping Haiti of the funds. Oh, give to Haiti. And they did need the money. They took the money. Pay-to-play scandals. The Clinton Foundation, which, by the way, is still under FBI investigation, even though Comey, which hopefully he'll face charges for what he's done, or at least be fired for the malfeasance that he's done and the neglect of his job. Hopefully he'll face the music. So the corruption was a big thing. Donald Trump, no corruption. He's not used a public office. He never held public office. That's another big thing. I don't want another politician. This is me personally. I'm sick of politicians. I despise these people that try their darndest to take away my rights. I'm a law-abiding citizen. My rights because of either criminals, and it's all a farce. They're doing it because they don't want people like me. They don't want people like me to have a voice and to have power, because I don't care what they think they can do. The sovereign hand of God is in control of everything. Whatever's going to happen to whomever, myself, whomever, it's God's timing. I fear no man, nothing. Corruption. Hillary Clinton claims that she is a human rights activist, that she is somebody that cares about women. Okay, explain to me how you took money, millions of dollars, through the Clinton Foundation from Saudi Arabia. Probably one of the worst human rights, specifically females, human rights perpetrators in the world. Female genitalia mutilation through the Islamic religion and what they do through Sharia law. Saudi Arabia is like the kingpin of this. This woman's in bed with Saudi Arabia. How can you, as an individual, again, if you haven't done any research, on you, but I'm telling you, this is factual stuff. You can go look it up. She's taken money from Saudi Arabia. She's claiming in her words that she is for human rights and for females, for women. It's a lie. It's a lie. I mean, who are you not tired of being lied to? Especially by this person and her family has been lying to the American people for over 3 decades. And it's all out there to see. Another key point to why I'm voting for Trump and not why I'm just voting against Hillary Clinton. Huge. Now, if you don't understand the inner workings of how our politics works, then again, this is why our founding fathers said in order for us to keep our constitutional republic, it takes a citizenry that understands how things work. We have to know how to make this republic work. The Supreme Court. They are predicting that probably not just one, but possibly 3 or 4 Supreme Court justices are going to need to be replaced with this next president. That in itself, if you understand the Supreme Court and you don't want this entire system to become progressive and lose the Constitution, that in itself is a vote right there. And you can't just cast a vote. I was going to write in I was going to write in Jesus Christ. That's how pissed off I was of what was going on and who we had. 2 weeks ago, I think it was about 2 weeks ago, I actually listened to Donald Trump speak at Gettysburg. It was a 40-minute speech, and I sat there and I said, oh my gosh, if this guy is actually going to do what he says he's going to do, I'm actually on board with his plan. That was the thing that just turned me from going against, just voting against Hillary, to voting for Donald Trump. That speech right there, and then listening. Here's the other thing. Globalism versus nationalism. If you don't understand what globalism is, if you say, well, there's no such thing, the New World Order, all this stuff, then you're not listening to what the people who believe in globalism, who believe in the New World Order, have been preaching for decades. They want it. They're trying to usher it in. They're saying it. They're smacking us in the face with it. Trump has been anti-globalist. In fact, he is out there just preaching against it. Preaching against it. And I apologize. I get heated about this because I don't know. My hope, even if it's one person that watches this video and says, "Oh my gosh, I had no idea," then I did my job. I did my job. These are just some of the reasons why I'm deciding to pull the lever for Donald Trump and not just pull it against Hillary Clinton. You can disagree with me, and that's okay. It's okay. You want to despise me for it? I really don't care. But if you want to despise me for it because you can't, first of all, you can't handle the truth, because everything I just said is truth. If you try to dispute it, you're going to be wrong, because I know my facts. I know, because I research. I do actual research before I even bring information to people. This is why so many of my friends and acquaintances, when they have specific political questions or faith-based questions, we have conversations. They seek me out, that we speak about things. We have these conversations. It's because I'm doing research, and they know that. I hope that this video was informative. And you know what? If nothing else, I just hope to open up dialogue with other Americans, because this is what we need. You may not like what we have to say, but isn't that what makes our country, or at least made it, great? You don't have to agree with the person. There's times where I don't agree with my wife. We still love each other. We don't see eye to eye on all things, but we have a deep respect and love for each other. This is what we need to have with each other. But I will tell you right now, if you're someone that just bases and wants to get into an argument without having facts, first of all, you're going to lose, and you're going to lose big. Second of all, you're not educated. Intellectuals out there that think that they're educated because they know a specific topic of study or whatever the case may be, learn real life situations. This decision tomorrow is going to affect, like, I look at my 9-year-old and my 6-year-old, and I think to myself, if I don't do something, what is it going to look like in this country by the time that they're 15? The United States is going to cease to exist as we know it. It's just been like a frog in boiling water. It's getting further and further away what we're founded upon. We're not perfect as a nation. No nation is. And we'll never be perfect. Until the Lord returns, we will never be perfect. But I will tell you right now, we got a lot of things going for us. And the way that we're headed is not good. It's bad. And if you can't see that, you're not paying attention. God bless. I hope that this video was informative. And again, if nothing else, I hope it opens up dialogue. Have a great day. And get out and vote tomorrow.